Welcome to today's episode where I'm going to be sharing with you how to stay on track with your goals, even when you have negative comments from people around you. So stay tuned. Welcome to Embody Your Best Life. If you're new to my world, my name is Dina. I'm a health and mindset coach for the past 22 years, and I help women overcome overeating and unhealthy habits to be able to feel confident in their body and energized in their day. And today's topic is really about that outside world that can sometimes come in and impact you in a negative way regarding you doing things that maybe they might not like or they need to feel they need to comment something. So you might be curious where this comment came from or maybe where this topic came. So a lot of topics that I'm sharing about in all the episodes, it's really a lot of personal things that happen to me to show you that there's all these things that are always going to be coming in your path, in your way, and to see how can we roll with it? How can we ride the wave and not let a bump in the road be a complete failure on your goals? And I'm going to sharing one that happened actually last week and it took me some time to process it. And it's actually how to deal with negative comments in your surroundings. So there's two different types of comments you can have in your surroundings. It can be from people that you know. They might be saying certain things like, you're so pretty when you lose weight, or the comment I usually didn't like growing up. So you have a pretty face, but your sister has the body. Or you should not be eating that dessert. You need to lose weight. And all these like crazy things. Even I think the worst one was do not wear mini skirts because you don't have pretty knees. So there's a whole training that talks about how to deal with these people's negative comments because they're kind of in your surrounding. And if you want more information, just comment training, rewire training below, and I'll send you the information regarding that. But today was kind of like a different type of topic I want to talk about because I did have actually a negative comment from somebody online, somebody I have no idea who they are. I know it's not a troll. I've had comments from trolls, and you kind of feel the energy of how they are on social media. But it was actually somebody who took the time to complete my free call to get a free health assessment with me. And they took the time to complete that form and say things that are really inappropriate. And really, they went a little bit too far saying certain things. But here is the weirdest thing about that form is that after I had time to look through it and understand what's going on, it's somebody that actually I do probably know in the social media world, somebody that has been following for a while because they did share some personal information that a troll would not actually take the time and go and search. And just to say, the person said, who are you to, show your life and how great it is, you're deceiving people, this and that, and the other. So to give you a little bit of a recap how I went through that, when I got that email, I got it like at 10 o'clock at night. I was kind of in shock. First, I was like, "Whoa, somebody booked an assessment call, let's see who it is. I can't wait to see who's going to be on this call with me." Then I'm reading the form. I was like, okay, this is like a personal attack. And it's not just a troll. It really felt like a personal attack of a video I posted that day over on social media, showing my weekend. I was out and about with friends. I had a date night with my boyfriend, like all these little things. And I was like, wow, that probably triggered the person. So I was actually on the phone with my boyfriend at that time, and I was like, wow, I have this weird message. So I kind of was lucky enough to have him on that phone as I'm reading through it and processing what the information was. And of course, the first effect was like, it didn't make me feel good. It made me feel like, brings that imposter syndrome, like, who am I to show my life and the good things I'm able to do because I was able to overcome overeating. I'm able to be more confident in my body. Even though I'm not the size 4, I thought I was only going to be happy at size 4 or 6. So of course it made me doubt like what I'm doing. But then after processing and really exactly how I coach my clients, I really took a step back. And the big thing that I remember is that hurt people hurt people. A happy person will never come and attack you. A hurt person will hurt you. And whenever I have a negative comment from somebody in that shape or form, I kind of like take a step back and say, I feel bad for that person. They might be going through something negative. Whatever I post to trigger them. And I really hope they seek the support and the help that they need. So that's the process that I went through. But then here's the thing. I was telling my friends that I wanted to do this podcast episode, this YouTube training, saying, helping people understand that process and helping them as well see the things that happen behind the scenes that nobody knows about, the attacks and the negativity we can have sometimes having an online business, and to empower people to moving forward with their goals. Because yes, at that moment I was like, should I just stop it all? Like it gives you a little hint of like, what am I doing? Like, Am I showing off? But I'm not showing off. It's just like a weekend in my life. It's something that's accessible to everybody. So then I took a step back and I was like, no, I want to do an episode about this. And then I had the other comments from people saying, no, you're going to give it too much importance. You should just kind of like let it go, let it be, move forward. And yes, I'm letting go, I'm letting it be, I'm moving forward. But it's also a growing experience, what I went through in that level. And I truly believe every single bump on the road, every single challenge that comes in, it's, am I going to grow from it or am I going to retreat from it? And with this one, actually, how can I grow from it? Because I will have more social media presence. It will happen. I'm going to get comments like this. And how can I make sure that I can actually always grow forward to be able to create the impact I want to create with helping people change and upgrade their health and their mindset? And it is talking about these things that we don't talk about of how do we deal with negative comments? Instead of just like brushing it out, don't say anything. Again, don't shake things up, don't give the person importance. I'm not giving the person importance by talking about this. And if the person is listening to this, I'm sorry that you had to take the time to write a form to attack me in a certain way. And I hope you spend the time more efficiently to focus on you and your happiness. But I'm not giving that person any importance. I'm giving importance to these moments of things kind of like waves hitting us, and how can we actually keep moving forward no matter what. And for today's episode, and again, I can go like really into details of what was shared, but I'm not going to give it importance. It was negative, it was personal. They wrote things that I was like, only people that follow me on social media would know this. So I know it's somebody probably that is maybe still following me, maybe listening to this episode. But where I want to go with this is that if you have any comments from people that are in your surrounding or people that you don't even know, the number one thing I really want you to know is that people's perceptions and people's comments have nothing to do with you. Like I said before, hurt people hurt people. And whatever somebody is saying, their perception and their comments is actually just a reflection of what they're going through, of the pain that they're going through. Does it excuse what they're saying or what they're doing? It does not excuse in any shape or form of causing any verbal attack, because it's as bad as a physical attack. But it's taking the step back and saying, okay, hurt people hurt people. People's perception have nothing to do with me. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it felt personal, but it is not personal to you. It's just something that you did that triggered them. And it's their property. It's not for you. They need to own up that. It has nothing for you to do, to change. And as I said, you did this and it hurts me. That's a whole different thing. But somebody just throws these kind of like sly little comments and insults, and you're like, this is not, how can I say this? This is not like constructive. This doesn't make me be a better person. The comments you're telling me is just kind of like to belittle me. So this is the word. If you feel somebody saying a comment that is belittling to you, that is all about them and not you. It's about them putting you down to be able to rise themselves up. And when you get into that moment of feeling somebody's belittling you, that's when you take a step back and you're like, okay, hurt people hurt people. They're trying to put me down so they can feel stronger, higher, standing up stronger. But whatever they said, I don't own it. They own it. So it has nothing to do with you. And that's a process when I had that comment that I'm like, this has nothing to do with me. They saw a video, they didn't like it. I wish them love and light. I wish them to have a happy life. And that's it. Other people loved that video. Other people commented on it. I'm not going to please everybody. And that's the second thing as well, is that we cannot please everybody. I'm saying this to all the people pleasers out there. And I can say it's more women than men. Because as women, when we're growing up, we're always told to be pleasant, smiling, cute, quiet, giggly, at service. For me growing up, I was too loud. That's not good. I was too opinionated. No one's going to marry me. I had to like serve the guest coming into the house, but not my brother. So there was a big different way of like women and men being raised where I grew up, and probably a lot of people might say the same thing. So when you have that, you always have to be nice and cute and sweet and people pleasing. We don't want to rock the boat. Like my friends like, oh, don't give this person importance. Don't talk about it. If you know me, I'm going to talk about it. We have to talk about this because we have to empower women to know that these comments are not okay. Even men, these comments are not okay. Nobody should be getting comments like this. If something is not constructive and positive, I don't need to hear it at all. So this is where we need to be a little bit outspoken about our rights to have a respectful environment and what are the do's and the don'ts to be around us. So this is the second thing of you cannot please everybody, and that is okay. Not everyone, I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. Because when you're pleasing everybody, you're actually neglecting the most important person in your life, which is you. Because it is emotionally unrealistic to please every single person out there. Because then you're modifying yourself, adjusting yourself, saying this and that, and not this and not that. And it's kind of like you're suffocating yourself from actually being you. And when you're not actually being able to be you, this is where we've seen more and more people struggling with food. When you're living an inauthentic life, you're not living as yourself, but as an image of a people pleaser so that you don't rock the boat to anybody around you. There's this like anxiety inside of you. There's this void inside of you. There's this like uneasiness inside of you. And that feeling is so uncomfortable. You will be turning to food to calm it, to soothe it, to stuff it down. That's why number two, which is you're not going to please everybody, is a big realization for a lot of my clients. And it's okay. Doesn't mean you need to be mean to people, but you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And it is okay. The third thing I want to talk about today regarding the comments, there's a big difference between having a comment from somebody in your surroundings and having a comment from somebody online that you have no idea who they are. So let's start with the one that you don't know who that person is. If you have an online business, you have these like trolls or negative comments from like random strangers. Again, remember, hurt people. You did something that triggered them. It's their responsibility. They own that trigger. It has nothing to do with you. If you're doing it with love and compassion and something to empower people, it will trigger some people because again, hurt people. But the other part is, and this is the hard part very often, it's if there's people in your surrounding, friends, family, colleagues, who say all these amazing comments and they think it's constructive, but it's not constructive. It's belittling. It's insulting. It makes you doubt your body. It makes you doubt what you're wearing. It makes you doubt your career. It makes you doubt where you live. It makes you doubt your relationship. It makes you doubt pretty much everything. And I'm sure I know you might be thinking of some people around you. They're like, yeah, like this person or that person. There's always a little comment, like a little side stab kind of thing, you know? And then they laugh it off and then they forget what they said. So when you have a comment from somebody in your surroundings, of course, it is hard. It is hurtful, especially when somebody like very close to you, a family member or a friend or somebody that you trust, or even like a partner. Like it's so hurtful getting comments like that. So when you have these moments, this is the most important thing I would recommend. If you have a comment that kind of rubbed you the wrong way, the most important thing is take a breath, step outside, take a walk, don't talk back, process it a little bit. If ever you can, talk to somebody that you know is able to support you and make sense of that comment and support you. Is this like an okay or not okay comment? But again, I don't want you to doubt yourself. Something does not feel good in what somebody said, they probably crossed the line with you. So taking that time to process it so we don't jump straight into emotional or attack or kind of go back in like a turtle into our shell. So talking with somebody about it, and then as well, like taking a walk. Second thing I would recommend for you is to write 10 things that you're amazing at, 10 of your greatest qualities. Because whenever we have a negative comment that comes in, we go into everything is horrible. I am a failure. I am, the right. And, I am ugly. I am fat. Like, and, like all these, like, that vicious, like, voice that just keeps going, the gremlin voice, if I can say that. So you really want to take a step back and say, no, let me take a step back. Let me write my qualities. Let me kind of like boost myself up, be my cheerleader. Even that friend that you're talking to, they can also lift you up to see that one negative comment should not actually nullify all the greatness that you feel within you. Number 3, I want you to take a journal and think of that comment. What bothered you about that comment? Do you feel there's truth to it? Did you like not even realize anything and you're like, wow, this person like shed a light on something? And again, I'm not saying it's real what they're saying, but I want you to kind of more look in that journal. Like, why did that comment trigger me? After you cool down, after you calm down, after you saw your qualities, after you talked to a friend, after you walked, journal. Why did that comment trigger me? And take the time, put a timer, 10 minutes, and write down why did it trigger you? Because what happens is that this can be a very big learning experience. The aim of analyzing the comment is not to change who we are, to like please the person, not that comment again, we're not going to people pleasing mode. When something triggers us, that means they hit a nerve, they hit a sensitive spot. And what is that sensitive spot? It could be self-conscious about your body. Maybe you're doing something and they're telling you like you're not worthy of it, you shouldn't be this happy, you don't deserve this. So we can have a lot of these comments of like, do I deserve this? Am I worthy of this? Like I'm this, that, and the other, and all the negative stuff. So why don't you take the time to really like think about, okay, why did this comment trigger me? And that's where the work is going to be. Because whenever something triggers you, we can't erase it. We're not going to just push it under the rug. We're not going to give it too much importance in terms of making it real, but we need to see why did it trigger us so that we can actually learn from this and grow our inner strength of that weakness we feel we have that probably is not there. So how can you take that comment somebody said, see what point did it trigger in you, and work on healing that part of you that doubts yourself, that thinks you're not pretty, not worthy, all these other negative comments we can sometimes have in our heart, in our hearts and in our head. And this is where the work is. This is where building your confidence is important. This is where reigniting your confidence in yourself is important. Because as much as we can say, I can delete people, erase people, because sometimes there might be some people you're going to be like, you know what? There's nothing good in this. And you might need to have to close that chapter. This is a whole other conversation. But it's more of how can I see that little insecurity hole that the person kind of dug into? And what can I do to better myself in terms of building my confidence and knowing that I am beautiful, I am worthy, I am amazing, I am confident, so that next time I have a comment like this, I don't react the same way. You see where I'm going here? Because in life, we cannot delete all the comments. We cannot have this pretty little bubble of nobody ever saying anything negative to us. That will never happen. But the thing that is within your control is what you can do to boost up and create unwavering confidence in yourself, to really believe that you are truly amazing. You are strong, you are beautiful, you are confident, you are worthy, you are passionate, and everything that you want to create is there for you to actually bring to life. How can you create this like unshakable confidence so that when you have comments like that, they might make you feel a bit uneasy, but you're like, no, hurt people hurt people. This comment has nothing to do with me. I know my value. I know my qualities. I know I'm amazing. I know who loves me, and I love me. And when you have this power of loving yourself, all you can do is when you see these comments is saying, you know, I wish you love and light to that person that said something negative. I really hope you're able to find happiness and not have to go attack other people to lift yourself up. Imagine the freedom. And this is where I am when I get comments. Do I still kind of get shaken up a little bit? Yes, I'm a human. It is completely normal. I am not like invincible. They shake me up a little bit, but I do the process of I talk it out, I journal on it. I'm like, why did it hit a nerve? Do I feel there's truth in what that person is saying? And then I like pump myself up. I'm like, no, here are my qualities. Here's what I'm doing. I love helping people. I love creating the impact in terms of helping people create that freedom of feeling good with food, feeling good with their bodies, not letting the body side dictate their worth. This is my work. This is why I am here. And I truly believe in it. This is my passion. And the more I believe in that, and I see these negative comments come in, I was like, so sorry, you actually wasted time to complete that form. I guess you really felt the need to do it. Maybe it made you go to bed better that night. Good for you. I'm still going to do what I do, and you'll be seeing many more videos and reels and posts of what is possible. Because the way that I lead my life, it's not overnight. It's not, it wasn't given to me. It wasn't easy per se, but it's doable, it's realistic. And one of the most important steps of when I talk about my revive and thrive system, which is reset, rewire, and rebuild, rebuilding and reigniting my confidence was like the most important part of this journey. Because when you create unshakable confidence in yourself and you know who you are and what you stand for, no one's going to be able to push you down anymore. And this is the key to food freedom, building yourself up. So you don't need food to calm you down, to soothe you, to fill a void. You know exactly who you are. You know your worth. You don't care about that number on the scale. You are beautiful just exactly as you are. And you move forward in your life showing that bright in videos, showing what you do all weekend, eating with friends, and that life is amazing. So I hope in this episode, the aim is really to show you that yes, life will throw curveballs. Yes, even though when you stay on social media, everything seems great, but we do have these moments of comments and we're like, oh my God, how do I maneuver it? But in the end, everything is a learning experience. Whatever makes you feel uneasy is a growth experience. If you're ready to grow from that, like that, another comment, I'll be like, oh, okay, I feel bad you took the time. I wish you well. And I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. So if you have any questions about this and you feel like it's kind of hard to grasp, don't hesitate to message me. If there's anything I can help you with in private coaching on my programs, I'd be more than happy. But already the steps that I gave you today to journal and to see if something makes you feel uneasy, there's something there to work on. We don't want to run away from it. We want to learn and grow from it. And that's by journaling, by understanding, and by reigniting and rebuilding the confidence in yourself. So I hope you enjoyed today's training. And if I get any other comments, I might do another episode on it. But again, for that person who felt the need to write something negative about me, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I really hope you find happiness in your day to day. And I wish you get the support that you need as well. I'm wishing you the best. And I truly do. So on that note, my name is Dina Marabi. I wish you an amazing, exciting, fulfilling, confident day. And I'll catch you in the next episode.